Welcome back to the Weeknight Mysteries podcast. Thank you very much for tuning in again to the podcast. My name is Yuras, and as always, I'm here with the only person who will talk to me about
That sounds so sad.
about weird cases.
Hello, everyone. It's Rain here. How are you today?
I'm good. We're going to be talking about a very similar case to the one that we talked about, I think, one episode ago.
Yeah, the Isto woman.
Yeah, there is the woman. We have another interesting case on our hands.
It's actually eerily similar.
It's very similar.
At one point, I was like, am I reading the same thing?
Yeah. It's in Norway. Mm-hmm. It's a woman in her 20s.
With a weird fake name.
Fake name, fake identity, claims that she's from Belgium, just like the Isdal woman. And on top of that, she dies under weird circumstances. And the theories are identical.
Mm-hmm.
All of the theories still apply to the Oslo Plaza Hotel woman, otherwise known as Jennifer Fairgate. Jennifer Fairgate is not her real name. It's a name that this woman had given to the hotel reception staff as she was checking in to one of the most luxurious hotels in the capital of Norway, Oslo. And
that's all we have.
That's
Well,
all
the
we have?
name was never found, actually.
yeah,
Right?
yes.
She was never discovered.
No, we don't know who this woman is, but she has died under mysterious circumstances, and we will be going over the case.
Well, I'm ready. I have a big cup of tea, brownies, cookies, and a big glass of water.
Perfect.
Ready.
Can you pass me the
Stylus.
stylus? Thank you very much. Please guys, take a seat and enjoy.
If you have a cup of tea and if you have some brownies and cookies, might as well start eating, start drinking. And if you need to vacuum, start vacuuming.
Yeah, as always. In May of 1995, an unidentified woman who used the alias Jennifer Fairgate checked into the luxurious Oslo Plaza Hotel, which is now a Radisson's Blue Plaza Hotel. It's the second tallest building in Oslo. She was found dead in her hotel room just a few days after she had checked in. Her death is strange. Ever since she had been found dead, her case had sparked a lot of speculation and intrigue. It seems that this woman most likely had taken deliberate steps to hide her identity, and the lack of concrete evidence in the case led to theories ranging from self-harm to espionage, that this woman was a spy, and also that she was potentially assassinated, and that it wasn't self-harm at the Plaza Hotel. Let's start at the beginning, when the woman arrived at the hotel. Everything was happening on May 31st, 1995. It was Wednesday, middle of the week. The woman arrives at the Plaza Hotel late in the evening, at 10:45 p.m. So it was almost midnight. You worked at the hotel for a little bit, Rain, or like in a hotel environment. Didn't you do reception at some point?
Yeah, I actually did.
Who checks in at 10:45?
It's actually a pretty common thing. We had guests back then who checked in at midnight, basically. And 3 a.m., it's nothing out of the ordinary. So far, everything was okay.
Not 3 a.m. 10:45
Yeah,
p.m.
yeah. What I'm saying is there
were
were
people who were-
circumstances. Yeah.
At 3 a.m. So you're saying
It could be because of multiple things. Could be a flight, mostly transportation related. It's basically nothing.
so it's
Just
not strange.
a regular day at a hotel.
Okay, fair enough. This woman goes up to the reception and she's like, "My name is Jennifer Fairgate." She provides some sort of ID, I think. Maybe it was fake ID. I don't know what was happening there. She claimed to be 21 years of age.
Oh man. Can you imagine at 21 checking in into one of the luxurious hotels in Norway? I can't afford that at 21.
Yeah, neither can I. I mean, you have to be what, like Donald Trump's grandbabies or something at this point to do that.
For multiple days. Jeez.
Yeah. She provided a fake address that she was from a region in Belgium called Verlaine. Once again, Belgium used as the residence, just like in Isdal woman's case. How strange. Both cases, Belgium mentioned twice. She also said that another man called Louise Fairgate would also accompany her. This woman misspelled her name as Jennifer Fairgate twice on hotel paperwork. It was supposed to be Fairgate. So instead of Fairgate, she spelled it Fairgate.
Okay, so immediately it screams like this is definitely a fake name because who would misspell the real names, right? Additionally, does this mean that the Jennifer wasn't particularly good in English language for misspelling Fairgate to Fairgate?
I don't think so. I don't think that maybe speaks to her English skills. I think it maybe speaks to the fact that it could be a new alias that she's not yet used to yet. So she may have just misspelled it. I have some images here on the file, and we're going to be showing this on the YouTube channel for everybody who wants to take a look. We have Jennifer's sketch of how she looked as she was checking in. It's kind of interesting to have a sketch of a person in a case where the person is not necessarily like missing or unidentified or something like that, because we do have her dead body pictures that we're not going to be showing on the podcast, but you could find her. We have a drawing sketch as well. Can you describe this woman?
Ooh, okay, this one's pretty tough. I mean, it's very easy to describe her, but I guess what I'm trying to say, if you guys are familiar with, like, let's say 101 Dalmatians, the movie, and there was a villain there.
Oh my goodness.
It's kind of mean, but it kind of has the same vibe.
I can see it.
Right? I forgot her name, just that villain.
The villain from 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah, the one who wants to, like, eat or sell the puppies.
Yeah, this is basically it. Case
Short,
closed.
dark hair.
So we will talk to you guys on the next week's episode.
We solved the mystery.
It's over, guys. And please leave your suggestions.
It's because of the dogs, basically. Anyways, she had short, dark hair. Actually, I would say black. Do you think this is natural?
No.
It doesn't seem natural.
It looks like very short, like a man's length.
I mean, do you
haircut.
think it was dyed?
Yeah.
Right?
It looks like it's not her natural hair color.
Clear blue eyes, and I don't know how to describe her. Caucasian?
Yeah, just a white girl. Just a white woman, okay? So at the time of the incident, Oslo Plaza was known to be a very good spot. Like, it's in the center of Oslo. It's kind of very close to the railway station. So once again, a fairly interesting similarity that, I don't know, maybe Jennifer Fairgate and the Isdal woman both used the railway because...
Oh, 1 second. I just have to say.
Yes.
Going back to the sketch, she doesn't look 21. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
She looks way older.
She looks way older. What is she wearing?
Ooh, okay. She's wearing a pretty cool outfit, all black. She's wearing a dark coat, kind of like leathery, I guess. When was this? May?
95.
May 95.
Yeah.
Was it cold?
In Oslo, May 95, it's kind of like... I would say...
Coat season?
Yeah, I would say so.
So she's dressed for occasion then. And she's wearing dark skirt and with tights. And
Dark tights.
Dark tights, yeah.
It's very dark. The whole outfit is very dark. Like
she has
emo,
a cool vibe,
like emo
honestly.
chick,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, sorry, going back to the railroad
Oh,
street.
no, nothing. I was just going to say that, the hotel is kind of close to the train station. Okay. It's a pretty big hotel. It's in the center, actually. It's in a very convenient place. I guess it's in a very convenient place if you're gonna, I don't know, do something in Oslo. You're right there at the heart of Oslo. Despite standard procedure for this high-end hotel, for some reason the staff at the reception did not ask her to provide identification or a credit card upon checking in, which was a significant deviation from the normal procedure.
I just have to say, this was a huge red flag for Radisson's or Oslo Plaza Hotel back then. Because I don't know what the procedure were back then, but when I was working as a receptionist in a hotel, before you check in a person, you're gonna have to ask for strictly passport. Strictly. Maybe the European
Or
ID.
like ID.
Yeah, European ID. Just like something formal. What's the form? Official. Passport or the ID card. And then you're gonna have to like take a copy of it. Immediately you're gonna ask deposit. Deposit. Either by cash or by credit card. By credit card, you're gonna put it in the card reader. Grab like €1 or 1 cent or something
As a test.
as a test. You're gonna give it back eventually, but you just need the details. But
Okay.
you need identification and a proof, or like, yeah, the proof that they're gonna pay eventually if something bad happened to the room. And the fact that all of these were skipped and she did not pay, I don't know, it's just really weird. Don't you find it weird?
I find it weird, and I find it weird that this detail was never explained. It was never mentioned why this was the deviation. Maybe she just somehow used her, I don't know, like woman skills on the reception boy.
Yeah, it's still very like unprofessional
Yeah.
of a luxurious hotel.
Maybe she said that my husband's gonna provide you the details.
I still don't understand it. I feel like it's some sort of neglect or unprofessionalism from the hotel itself.
I mean, maybe it just happened that way, a mistake.
95.
A mistake was made.
Oh, sorry, forgot the ID card and deposit. Oops.
But she paid in cash for 3 days. She paid for her room in cash.
But no deposit though, that's pretty weird.
She was described as an elegant woman. She was well dressed and seemed composed. Witness accounts indicated that she spoke fluent English and German with no accent. So, that's interesting that she could speak apparently German and English without an accent. I don't know how you do one or the other without an accent. Because, when we heard an Englishman speaking in Lithuanian, and it was so obvious that he is not from here.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That was the first time I heard someone speaking in Lithuanian in such a British manner. That was amazing.
For me also. It sounded like it's way too fancy. But it's interesting. Then her check-in was apparently unremarkable. And the only interesting detail here is the man that she said will eventually show up, Louis Fairgate. He never showed up, and his identity to this day remains unknown. Do you think that, because you've read the story, do you think that Louise Fairgate was a real person, or do you think that this woman just maybe somehow and if Louise Fairgate is not real, why would she mention him? Do you think that
Is it Louise, or could it be like something like Lois?
Lois? Who cares?
Lois.
Could be both.
Could be both. Let's stick with Louise.
Yeah, Louise. Let's do Louise, please. So, do you think that Louise is a real person, or do you think that she maybe used this fake name, Louise Fairgate, maybe in order to kind of skip the details, like skip the giving out the details? And then also, okay, no, please answer, and then I'll say something.
But why? I think he was a real person because, well, of course, a real person using a fake name, because why would she invent something that would make things complicated?
But maybe she used Louise Fairgate as a ruse to get past not providing identification. Maybe she said, "Oh, my husband's gonna be here. He's gonna give you the credit card."
Mm.
And then my question is, maybe this wasn't her first hotel that she walked up to. Maybe she tried this to pull this Louise Fairgate in multiple spots until one reception boy finally fell for it, and it was the Plaza Hotel.
But there were no records of anything other than the Oslo Plaza Hotel, which was the most luxurious hotel at that time.
Yeah, because the other reception people were like, whatever.
Yeah, but she somehow managed to get into the most luxurious hotel.
Because maybe she was approaching some other hotels and being like, "Hey, I have cash, but I forgot my like ID. My husband's gonna show up and he's gonna provide ID." And maybe she was in the like, I don't know, Holiday Inn across the road, and they were like, "Nah, go away." And they didn't even think twice about her. Maybe forgot about her. But maybe she finally went to the plaza and the reception boy fell for it.
Potentially,
Do you see my
actually.
logic?
But at the same time, I have a feeling that he was real. A person that she was waiting for. Did show up? We don't know.
But why would he? Okay. Somehow knowing the story, I think it was invented. It's just my.
You think so?
Just my sense. Like, who is this Louise guy?
Did they even have like CCTVs back then? Because that would definitely help out.
I think they do, but maybe somehow not in this case.
Oh, damn.
Jennifer was assigned room 2000, or let's just say 2805. 2805. It's a luxurious suite on the 28th floor. The hotel was known for hosting international dignitaries, business executives, and travelers of means, making it a venue where privacy and discretion was valued. Jennifer's behavior during her stay was inconspicuous, and she almost never interacted with the staff. The hotel in total has 37 floors and 678 rooms. So this is a big hotel. 37 floors. That's like a really big hotel. There's a total of 1,500 beds, a lot of business rooms, a lot of suites, and there's an external glass elevator, and there's I think the restaurant at the very top. You know, like Radissons are known for like the top floor hotel, the top floor restaurant. We have a Radissons in Vilnius that looks eerily similar to
Yeah.
to the one where
Maybe they have this thing wherein they target like the tallest old buildings in Baltics or something.
in Scandinavia.
Oh yeah, in EU then.
Maybe because we have an eerily similar Radissons here.
That was an old Soviet building, right? The one that we have here.
Yeah. So, but it's very similar looking. Let's talk a little bit about her first 2 days at the hotel, okay? Because the first 2 days at the hotel for this mysterious woman, yes.
I'm so sorry. I just want to confirm. She wasn't staying at the basic room, right? She was staying at the luxury suite, so not the cheapest.
Yeah,
Okay, immediately, how would a 21-year-old allegedly.
have the money.
Exactly.
It's the same question I would ask for Isdal woman. Remember? Mm-hmm. It's the same question.
But we never knew her age.
Isdal woman? Mm-hmm. I think she was like
30s?
30s. Yeah, I forgot already. I
Yeah.
think it was 30s.
But this was 21, allegedly.
I think they did DNA or something like that on her later on, and they determined that she was, I think, late 20s. She was lying about her age.
Basically everything.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So she was a little older than 21. So let's talk about her first 2 days. So day one, which is June 1st of 1995. Apparently, Jennifer remained mostly confined in her room. She didn't leave the room. Specifically, she didn't walk around in the hotel that much. Okay. She apparently made only one room service order during her stay, which was delivered by a staff member who noted nothing unusual when he, delivered her order, and she made no attempts to pay her bill as well. So
But I thought you mentioned that she already paid in advance.
I think she paid in advance for the accommodation, but she didn't pay for the food.
Mm.
I think it was supposed to be on her credit, on her tab, but she never
Yeah.
provided her credit card.
Oh, okay.
That's what.
Which is also pretty interesting because wouldn't they have. Okay, they would usually ask that upon checkout. Oh, you have an outstanding bill. Here's
Yeah.
here's the amount you have to pay.
Yes.
It's interesting how they try to reach her though.
Yeah, well, at some point they tried to call her room, but the calls were unanswered. So no one was answering the calls. And then another interesting thing happened between June 1st and June 2nd, the first 2 days, which was also Thursday and Friday. At some point, she was not in the hotel for 20 hours. So she left for at least 20 hours on one of the days. I don't know if it was the second or first day. What do you think?
And no one saw her going in and out.
No, no one. Just, I think they looked at her key card because I think it was an electronic door, which is kind of cool for 95.
Yeah.
It's really cool for 95. And I think they managed to somehow check that she was gone for 20
Interesting,
hours.
though.
She was not in her room. So I don't think they know that she left the hotel. That's another interesting thing. I don't know if they know that she left the hotel. They just know she wasn't in her room for 20 hours. So what I'm saying, she could have been in someone else's hotel room, or she could have left the building.
It's just very interesting how they have these new technology, new age doors, but they don't have like a single
CCTV.
CCTV footage.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, what's happening here?
Yeah, so she was apparently living there.
She
Yeah.
could have been in the hotel,
She could have been in the hotel,
right?
in some other room potentially, but or she left the building. I don't want to maybe push too hard on either theory here because I really don't know. She did do something very strange. Apparently, at some point, she tried 2 times to call an invalid phone number, and apparently, it was in 2 areas in Belgium, in the city of Sering and Grace Hollange. I'm sorry, man, because it was a disaster what I just did to these names. But she tried to call 2 places in Belgium. And the interesting thing about it is that both of these cities, I looked it up on the map, are very close to that Verlaine or Verlanie or whatever region that she claimed she was from in the reception as she was checking in. So now it makes it very interesting because for some reason she made 2 phone calls. And this is the one kind of detail that I really don't know. I don't know what to think.
I mean, it seems like they're all connected through one highway, E42.
But I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. Do you think that she...
Family, friends?
No, but then you think she has a real legitimate connection to Belgium?
Potentially, yeah. Why would she call? But then these are 2 invalid numbers.
Because
what does that mean?
That it's like wrong number. It's like maybe the area code or something.
Do you think there's a possibility that she was trying to call them from Oslo, but then due to the area code, it turned out invalid?
Maybe she knew the number. Maybe she knew how to call, maybe like from Belgium, from within Belgium, but she didn't know.
Yeah, maybe she just typed in the numbers, but she didn't know that she has to type in some, I don't know, like additional area code numbers or something.
That could be the case, actually. I'm thinking that that's a possibility. But it's strange because what does that mean? That she's actually from Belgium then?
I think so. You wouldn't have like 2 contacts in one place without living there or being from there.
I wonder who was she calling, you know? Any thoughts?
So far, the information is like very limited
Yeah. So
to even make a speculation.
let's quickly review what we have here. We have first 2 days. At some point she leaves the hotel room for a long period of time.
Allegedly, yeah.
Well, she really leaves the hotel room.
Because of the.
We just don't know if she leaves the hotel.
Okay.
But she leaves the hotel room for sure for a 20-hour time span. And at some point, she makes phone calls to Belgium that don't go through. Saturday, June 3rd, the hotel management grew very concerned because Jennifer Fairgate was not paying her bill. Okay? So apparently, her bill at that point reached approximately $500.
Whew, that's a lot.
Security was dispatched to her room around 7:50 p.m. in the evening. A 25-year-old security guard named Espen Ness was asked to check on Jennifer Fairgate in room 2805 because of a lack of payment card being registered to the room. When the security guard knocked on the door, he reportedly, heard a muffled gunshot from within the room. The muffled sound, though somewhat dampened by the room's heavy doors and concrete walls, was unmistakable, And then immediately Espen retreated and waited momentarily in the corridor, grappling with the gravity of what the sound likely indicated, because he felt like he heard gunshots in the room,
Okay, honestly, if I was in Espen's shoes, I would do the same. I'd be like, what the hell did I just hear?
Yeah, I would also run away.
I would freeze.
Because this is just a normal routine checkup.
Yeah, in one of the most luxurious hotel in Oslo.
You would not expect something like that, right? So I completely understand Espen, So he basically opted for caution, And he immediately, he did not enter the room immediately, but he returned to the lobby to consult with the hotel's head of security.
Where are the walkie-talkies?
Maybe he didn't bring it. Maybe it was so routine that he didn't even think I need a walkie-talkie.
No, it's just very interesting. It's just that Jennifer managed to check into this hotel without providing a proper ID or credit card. And they managed to let her in. And then for some reason, the security guard did not stay outside of the hotel room and informed someone that, hey, this could be a threat to safety of our guests. But instead, he ran down.
That's a good point.
Right?
And I didn't think about that one. Yeah, that's a good point.
A security person should have been there, securing the perimeter or the spot.
I think if he had a walkie-talkie, he probably would have called. But I don't think he had it.
It's pretty crazy because someone could have went out of that room
and started shooting. Yeah, I agree. So it's probably like not the best time for this hotel, reputation-wise. So he went down there, talked to the head of security. So
for 15 minutes.
Yeah, the room apparently remained unattended for 15 minutes. This is an important detail in the case, The head of security then took the elevator up the 28th floor, approached room 2805, and knocked on the door multiple times. After he received no response and suspecting a serious issue must have happened within the hotel, he used his key card to unlock the door, which had been double locked from the inside.
Ooh.
And when he went inside, the scene was grim, And that's where the woman was found dead. We will get into it, the room and the circumstances a little bit, what they found in the room. But I want to ask you a few questions before we proceed. Because I'm just generally interested in what you have to say about it, So, remember that Espen, the 25-year-old security guard, he went up at 7:50 p.m. to knock on the door. And as he knocked on the door, he heard a shot, a muffled shot. or maybe two shots potentially. I think it was maybe two shots.
Okay.
Do you think that his knocking on the door triggered the shooting?
Potentially.
Or do you think he just is the most convenient person in human history and he literally just walked up at the time when someone shot themselves in the head potentially? I think the first
The first one.
scenario
Yeah.
is more likely that
He triggered it.
he triggered it. What does that mean? That means that Jennifer Fairgate is inside there and she knows she hasn't paid her bills and she was like, it's
Running out of options.
running out of options, it's time. That's the mentality, right? Potentially.
Or someone could have been there waiting for an audience.
Potentially also. Okay, so that's good. Now, unattended for 15 minutes. Do you think there's a chance that someone else was in the hotel room with Jennifer Fairgate, managed to slip out in those 15 minutes, leave the door locked from inside of the hotel room, which is possible? It's possible if you have the right skills and tools, you can lock a hotel door from, you could leave the hotel room and leave it locked from inside. It's possible. And assassins use this, like state sponsored assassins, like the Mossad from Israel. They are very well known for using this tactic. Also, I believe the KGB, FSB, Russian operatives are also known to use this tactic. You will basically go inside of a room with someone that you're assassinating. You will make it seem like either a self-harm situation or an accident, and you will leave the room and you will lock the door from within.
How?
With the key cards, you have to have a hacked key card.
No, but
There's a whole thing.
no, but shouldn't it be like? Because I'm imagining a hotel door. There is the key card, door knob or something,
Yeah.
the automatic one. But also inside, there's like a manual. How do you say it? Kind of like a latch,
Yes.
or like a lever that would stop someone from going in. So that's what I'm imagining. The second,
The handle.
yeah. So there's a handle with like the automated
Yeah.
thing where you tap your
Yeah.
card and you manage to go in. But inside, there's this manual thing that you could either turn and it will lock, or you could like pull down or something.
Maybe it didn't have it.
Or like the usually hotels have it.
Okay.
So that's what I was thinking. Double lock. It was locked from the inside. It's not just automated.
I would like to leave the possibility that that is still an option,
The automated locks.
that you could pull this off if you really know what you're doing.
Okay. I just want to know what does the door look like? Maybe we have a picture or something.
Well, I think we have something later on. I'm not sure if I didn't focus on on the door specifically. It's actually very interesting what you brought up. Maybe we'll do. Let's take a look. Okay, so thank you for answering the questions. Let's move forward. So, what did the police and the security guards see inside of the room? Okay, so Jennifer Fairgate was there. She was lying on the bed and she was dead. Her head was propped against the headboard. She was dressed in black. She had a blazer, a shirt, and stockings on. A single gunshot wound to her forehead appeared to be the cause of death. I think it's obvious that it was that. It seems like it. In her hand was a 9mm Browning pistol, widely used by basically gangsters. It's like the 9mm, the gangster pistol. With the grip positioned oddly, raising questions about whether Jennifer Fairgate could have done it herself. And I have a picture, okay? And if you would, I'm not sure if you're on the file, but if you would take a look at the pictures, there is a picture. If you scroll down a little bit, there's a picture of how she's holding the gun. Could you explain to the audience how she's holding the gun? It's so weird. It's like she's holding it backwards. I'm gonna be showing this on the YouTube channel, but I'm just trying to like explain to the listeners. It's like, you know how you usually like hold a gun,
With your like pointer finger,
pointer finger,
and then your thumb by the handle.
and this time, where's the thumb?
Now, the thumb is by the, what do you call that? The trigger?
The trigger.
Yeah, the thumb is positioned by the trigger. And then basically the pointer finger was on the back of the
I
gun.
guess it makes sense if you're gonna shoot yourself. Could you imagine? But it's basically like pointing a gun at yourself, but not in a regular way. Like you would just stick up a gun to like your forehead, but you would just hold it straight, and then you would but it's backwards looking at you.
But doesn't that mean that it feels like she shot herself laying down if she's still holding the gun?
Yes.
Because if she was sitting down, then the gun would have fallen off. She would have lost grip.
Yeah, I think so. That's a good. And immediately this caused concern about the case because a lot of people were starting to speculate whether or not this could be staging. Did someone murdered Jennifer Fairgate and then put the gun in her hands like that? But then my question is, why put it in such a manner? If you're staging a crime, why not just drop it close to her?
Yeah, dropping it close to her would have been immediately like, oh, it was self-harm.
It was self-harm, right?
No questions whatsoever.
Yeah, but just this weird position. And then maybe it could be explained if there was someone with her at the hotel room, maybe that person was panicking.
Potentially.
Maybe they were panicked.
Do you think there's a possibility that she was using her non-dominant hand and it was weird? Maybe she was left-handed or something.
I don't know, but that's interesting. You think that you think there's a possibility?
No, I'm just looking at the way she was holding the gun. It's just really weird. It's like holding a pen in a weird way, and I guess the only explanation I could think of, if she was actually holding the gun, then maybe she's not used to. It's not her dominant hand. She's not usually using it for fighting.
If you're gonna do this, right, you kind of wanna, God forbid anyone else does this, but like,
Please don't.
But you don't wanna. If you're gonna try it, I mean, it will be way worse for you if it doesn't work out. If you know what I mean. So why would you risk this whole thing not working out right now by using the weird hand? And
Okay, maybe there's a possibility that this was her first time seeing a gun, holding a gun, and firing a gun.
And she just did it so weirdly.
Potentially, yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, we're speculating here. Maybe it could have happened.
Maybe. Inside of her room, they found some of her clothing. Okay, and we have pictures of the clothing. And what do you see? What kind of clothing do we have here?
I would say there's a lot of lingerie.
A lot of lingerie. I'm very glad that you mentioned that. It looks to me like it's too much lingerie per capita. Like what I'm trying to say is that for every regular clothing item, there's like at least like 2 pieces of lingerie.
Wait. These are all in her bag, nothing else.
Yeah. In her bag, she has 3 bras, but 1 pants and 1 t-shirt.
What the hell?
And these are like, okay, I don't know anything about like 95 lingerie.
No, this looks very fancy. This looks like what people nowadays would also wear.
But this looks to me like it's like special. It's not just like it's not just like a regular HM stuff.
This looks luxurious.
This looks like a occasion.
It kind of looks, okay, for our audience members, they're corset. Lace corset.
But it's those
lingerie.
fancy corsets.
Yeah.
Like it's lace and stuff.
Am I seeing shorts? Are these shorts?
The black ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think these were on her.
Mm.
And the top row
Probably
is
a
the
skirt then.
yeah, the top row is the clothes that were on her, and the bottom row is in the back. So in the back, it looks like she has a lot of lingerie there, but
A
not
lot.
but not much,
But no knickers though.
and no nothing else.
No underpants.
Yeah, no underpants and no nothing else.
Maybe they just didn't include underpants. Because these are just bras,
Yeah,
corsets.
strange, right?
Really strange. I'm thinking, did she had like cosmetics?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I somehow missed that. It wasn't mentioned.
Because maybe it was cleaned. Maybe if we're going with there was another person in that room with her, maybe that person took most of her stuff. And I need to know like what did the receptionist see? Maybe she had the luggage. Maybe she just had like a small bag. Come on, where's that information?
I don't know.
Did she check in with maybe 2 luggages? No luggages?
I don't know how much luggage she brought. Actually, it was never. I didn't run into this.
Yeah, me
information.
too.
In the room, there was also a half-eaten meal. Okay, there was some leftover food in the room. On the table, there's an image, and there it seems like it's a sausage, some ketchup, some veggies,
Salad.
some salad.
Looks like a regular hotel food, honestly.
Regular, but it's half-eaten somehow. Maybe she was eating it shortly before she died.
Potentially. Well, she used a lot of ketchup. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
So most of the items in her room, basically every piece of clothing, had the tag removed.
What? Like the Ista woman?
Like the Isdal woman, the tags were removed. Okay, and I had to look into it a little bit. I had to look into if if it actually makes sense for a spy, to remove labels from the clothing. And I looked into it, and it kind of does a little bit. It is a thing that they would do sometimes. Because if you remove the label, then you won't find out where the person potentially bought that clothing item from. So it is a real thing. They will remove it. The only thing that didn't have the label removed fully, according to one source that I found, and this was the watchesofespionage.com. Very cool website. The only thing was a Citizen Aqualand watch, which is a very specific brand. It's a brand used a lot by, actually, this particular one, a lot by divers. And also special operations military units that were working in watery environments.
Watery environment.
Like, you
yeah,
know what I'm
okay.
trying to say? Like a lot of aqua.
Wait, so this was, what do you call that? Waterproof?
It's the least of like the gadgets on this thing. Okay, it's like
Wait, I'm trying to understand. Like, if
Yeah.
I dive like under, I don't know,
yeah, it was.
many meters deep.
I'm pretty sure this is waterproof. Okay, I think this is probably even stainless steel. And
So is it expensive?
I looked at it. You could buy one. I looked at it. Right now, it's 500 euros, which is roughly around like $600.
So do you think a normal late 20s girl could
No,
have it?
she would probably not have it. It even was stated that this particular watch didn't match her outfit. Because she was kind of wearing this kind of like, a little bit like
She
stylish.
seems very stylish.
And this was a man's watch.
It doesn't look like she would buy
This
it.
is a chunky man's watch with all kinds of like.
Okay, I have to say, it looks
gadgets.
kind of ugly.
No, it's a purpose watch. It's used for divers to like measure like time underwater and stuff like that. And it's apparently used by spies sometimes. this particular watch. Or if it's not the spy who's using it, it's sometimes used by diving experts, like people who like diving, like professional divers, also use this type of watch. So it's kind of strange that this woman has this watch that's like completely out of place for her whole outfit.
She was from Belgium and she went to Norway. Do you think there's a possibility that she could have been there for diving purposes? Recreational? Hobby?
I don't know. I really don't know. That's a good question, but I have no idea. It was never mentioned, but that's interesting. Would you go there for diving? I mean, Norway, I guess they probably have some diving areas, but I never heard about them, you know? She was still wearing her shoes, which is also another interesting fact. So she was wearing her shoes at 7:45 p.m.
She was waiting for someone, maybe.
Wearing shoes at your own hotel room and this is not like comfy shoes. It looks like she's wearing some high heels. Wearing high heel shoes at 7:45 in a hotel room. What does that mean? Like, who would ever do that?
And she's wearing tights.
Tights.
She's wearing leggings. Once I hit that hotel room, I closed the door. Heels, tights, leggings, or anything, off.
Yeah.
I want to be comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't look like she's comfortable at all.
She looks like
7:45.
she's in the office,
Is there a chance that she recently came back into the room?
I don't know. She has a half-eaten meal. We don't know for how long it was sitting there. And she's wearing a full outfit. She's
Yeah.
either waiting for someone or she just got back. But then again, I think she was waiting for someone.
I don't know.
Or maybe
I think
self-harm purposes. Maybe she wanted to go out in style, I guess.
Okay. That's another line of thinking here. We have another picture of how the room would look like as you enter the room. Okay, so as you enter the room, you could see that there is a little TV. I guess it makes sense for 95, you know what I mean? There's some couches. I would say the room itself looks kind of weirdly pink, but maybe that's like the style of the times. And I think the room has all the regular hotel room necessities. You have a few couches. Sofas, or no, couch, sofa. I don't know, man, what those are. You have a bed.
Armchairs?
Armchairs. You have a table, a little like coffee table. You know what I mean? It looks like a very regular hotel room.
But kind of not the cheapest room.
Yes, exactly. The other interesting thing is that when they looked at the stuff that this woman had, well, they found out that she didn't have that much. She didn't have any toiletries, so no makeup, no nothing. She didn't have any identification and any luggage besides that one briefcase containing, I guess, the lingerie and ammunition. Her suitcase contained 34 rounds of ammunition.
Where would you get that amount of ammunition?
That's another question I was about to ask you. How do you get a hold of that? And then she also had a gun. How would you get a hold of a gun? Okay, and the interesting part about the gun is that the serial number had been like scratched off. So the serial number was scratched off the gun. So how would she acquire a gun? Do you think that she already somehow acquired a gun that had the serial number scratched off, or do you think she acquired a legitimate gun somehow and then her by herself scratched off the serial number? Like, it's so hard to say. Like, I also have
really hard to say.
I have no opinion about that. And the door was once again locked from inside of the room. So it almost seems like no one else could have left other than a potentially high-end international spy with the know-how how to lock it from the outside.
I'm just thinking about this double locked from the inside, because double locked means one of them was manual. It's not just automated.
It might not be possible. It might not be possible to do that.
Exactly. So if we're going with that line of thinking that it was double locked from the inside and one of them was manual, like one of those, how do you call it? Like the double lock, like the one with the one is connected to the other side or maybe a wall or something, and there's like a chain.
Oh, you're talking about those little tinkies
Yeah.
that like grandmas use before they fully
Yeah, like
open the door.
and once you open the door, it's like kind of it opens a little bit, but there's like a chain.
Okay, now I know what you're talking about. I don't think hotel rooms got those. Wait, did
Yes, they do.
hotel rooms got those babushka little chain thingies?
It's more like
It's a
the
babushka.
modern ones are kind of
I've
more.
never seen that babushka thingy in any hotel room in my life.
Wait, 1 second. I need to show you.
Okay.
They kind of look less babushka-y, okay? And for audience members who doesn't know what a babushka is, basically an older
Russian grandma.
yeah, European grandma that would look like they would just smack the crap out of you if you did something wrong. Here,
Ah.
so the purpose is kind of like those babushka locks, but they kind of look better.
Okay. It doesn't. It still looks raggedy, but it looks like it makes sense now.
So basically, what I know is that in a hotel room, you have those like card thingies, like when you tap a card, it will open.
Yeah.
And then the second lock is for you, so anyone who would have that access couldn't just barge in. And if you want your privacy, you're kind of paranoid, oh, someone might go in, you do that. So there would be double lock.
Okay. Okay. Now it makes more sense.
And now what I
Okay.
don't understand is that if someone left, then how would they manually do that lock?
Are we certain that particular room had this lock?
That's why I'm like very curious. What kind of lock does it have?
Okay.
What do they mean by double locked room? I want to see the door.
Okay. Maybe we'll see it down the line in the notes. Maybe because I have some pictures, but I'm kind of waiting for a little bit until we get into it. Okay. So let's talk about the investigation. Once again, the room was apparently locked from inside of the room. The hotel's sophisticated security system showed no signs of a forced entry.
Okay, sophisticated security system. Really?
I don't know what they mean by that. I feel like there's holes in that security system. The last known sighting of the woman actually occurred in the evening before her death. A man by the name of Kristen Anderson was handling room service at the time, and he remembered this instance because when Jennifer Fairgate ordered food, she tipped 50 kroner to the guy, and 50 kroner was a very generous tip at that point.
Where's the wallet though?
Exactly. So this is my last. This is not the last question, but I have a question for you. I was thinking about this 50 kroner. Do you think this was the last money she had?
I want to know
It's
what.
almost like the Last Supper.
Yeah, but I want to know what Kristen saw. Did he physically saw Jennifer whipping out like a 50 kroner bill out of her wallet? Or was she already holding on to it?
That's a good question. That's a good question. It was never explained. I couldn't find this information anywhere. I just know that she tipped him 50. And I think maybe this was her last money. I think
Potentially,
it
yeah.
would be her last money. Jennifer's autopsy revealed a lack of defensive wounds, which would further indicate that there wasn't a physical struggle inside of her room. The fatal gunshot wound to her forehead was consistent with a close range shot. So even if someone else shot her, it was at very close range. Forensic testing did, however, it was strange because there was no gunshot residue on her hands.
Her hand from the picture actually looks really clean.
Yeah, wait, really?
Yeah.
Let me check.
It
Oh my goodness.
actually really looks like someone just like put a gun underneath.
Her hand looks
Squeaky clean.
squeaky clean, like insanely clean.
Not even a splatter of blood whatsoever.
That's a good point that you saw. I didn't even notice that one. And apparently this was weird. This was very weird because it's strange. Usually the gunshot residue would be on the hands. Now, I had to look this up. I had to look into this. I was trying to find out if it's even possible to somehow, you know, shoot a gun without
Close range.
coke or whatever without leaving gunshot residue on your hands. And according to my research, it's possible.
What?
It's rare, but it's possible. And it has to be kind of a weird angle. So I think it still could be the case that she shot the gun and it was a weird angle.
But do you think that's the reason why she shot herself in a weird angle?
To make us all believe that she was assassinated? No.
Okay.
I
Do you
don't
think it was a
so.
coincidence then?
I think it's a possibility that it's a self-harm, and I think it's a possibility that it's
Framed?
assassination. But I don't think that I just don't feel like Jennifer Fairgate wanted us to think that someone staged it. I feel like if she did it, then I think she didn't care much about what's going to happen afterwards, other than that she didn't want anyone to know her identity. I don't think she was trying to play 3 chess moves ahead for some reason and trying to fool us all, you know, or think about gunshot residue for that matter. I think it's just too many details.
Yeah.
I don't think that she was thinking that deep. Additionally, toxology reports showed that there were no traces of drugs or alcohol in her system. So unlike the Isdal woman, seems like her system was completely clean. Pathologists also estimated she was not 21. She was somewhere around 30. Okay, so she purposely gave a younger name. Now I have a question immediately for you. Why would you give a purposely younger age?
Why would you give a fake name?
Okay, fair enough.
I think everything's just a lie. I think she made this
yeah.
persona.
I think you couldn't have explained it.
Sorry.
Better. No, but it makes so much sense. And then, so she was around 1 meter and 60 centimeters. What's that in feet for our listeners? What's that in feet? That's like
159 cm?
Yeah, what is that?
I'm 164 cm.
64.
I'm 5'4".
So it's like
5'2".
So she was like 5'2". She was 5'2". She weighed around 67 kilos, which is, man, I don't even want to do pounds because I have no idea.
I don't even know how pounds work. I'm so sorry.
I think 67 is actually like, honestly, 67 kg for a 1 meter, for a 5'2" girl. It's kind of a lot. And this woman is not like, big. She doesn't look big at all.
She looks very skinny.
She looks very skinny. So I'm not really understanding how is she 67 kg, because 67 kg...
I'm 164 cm and right now I'm 52 kg.
52, yeah. So
it's in the right body mass index.
So this woman would be 15 kilos heavier than you
and shorter
while being shorter. And
I don't know how that works.
I don't know how that works either. So that's something interesting. Her dental work was notably sophisticated. Apparently, she had gold and porcelain in her dental work or something. I don't know. And apparently, these techniques at that time were used in the United States and several other European countries like the Netherlands, Germany, and Switzerland. Okay. From the outset, the investigation was strange because, now nobody really knew what was happening. Was this an assassination? Was this a self harm? What's happening here? Because there's no identity, there's fictitious information provided at the register. We don't really know where she is from. And the room seems like it's being removed of any identification, removed of any labels on the clothes. The gun was, the serial number was scratched off. So it's strange, right? And that's basically it. This is all we have about the case. I will be jumping into theories and we will be jumping into some extra little information, I guess, in a little bit, but that's all I generally have. And I kind of want to get your thoughts right now. What is happening? Who do you think Jennifer is? What do you think about it?
What about the invalid numbers that she tried calling? Did they investigate on that? Maybe just add the area code?
I feel like they probably
Did, and nothing.
and I
Nothing
feel like
came up.
yeah. So maybe those numbers really were just, and if they were just weird numbers, I think she's crazy.
Yeah.
If those are just some random numbers that she's typing, I think she's crazy.
Or maybe she's trying to remember the numbers, but she couldn't. Maybe she had them memorized way back then and she was trying to remember them but couldn't.
Maybe she was trying to call someone from her past. One
Potentially.
last time.
Potentially, but she couldn't remember the numbers.
Oh, okay. I never considered that one. That's a line of thinking.
And now it's just from personal experience. Sometimes I forget my number and I mix two numbers up.
Yeah, but then that means that she was trying to call someone she hasn't talked to in a long time. She was
Potentially, yeah.
trying to reconnect.
For
Wait.
what? We don't know.
We don't know. Okay. Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly.
And the theories are basically we're working with. You know what? I would say 3 theories we're working with here. Okay. So we're working with self-harm. We're working with she's an international spy and someone assassinated her and set it up to look like self-harm, but it's actually murder.
Can you say that word on YouTube?
Yeah, come
Okay.
on, stop it.
I'm wondering about the window situation in that hotel.
In that hotel,
Can you open windows? Probably not because it's 28th floor. It's probably way too high.
I don't. Yeah, could you? I don't think you could. Or maybe 95
Nah.
though. 95 though. 95 though.
What 95?
1995 though.
Yeah, but it's way too high up.
think
They
so?
don't really do openable windows way that high up.
Yeah, that would be smart.
Unless it's the European thing, if you crank it upwards, it could open up a little bit from the top.
Maybe, but what kind of what insights would that give us?
No, I was just thinking maybe if it's like assassination, maybe there are other ways for the perpetrator
to escape.
Escape, but then again, it's 28th floor.
28th floor, was he like
A window
spider-
cleaner or something?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. And it was never mentioned, so I'm just gonna go with that's not a possibility. So I think generally, yeah, we're working with self-harm, assassination because she's some sort of important international spy. Okay, and then I'm thinking last one, S work.
I'm just gonna say though,
S work.
Yeah.
I'm thinking S work gone bad. No, is it possible? S work gone bad? Is it possible? S work. gone
yeah,
bad.
it is. It's always a possibility.
I don't
in this
think so.
Scenario. Why?
Because if it's S work gone bad, then it means that it would be a casual guy doing some international spy.
Lois.
No, yeah,
Fairgate.
but if he's just S work gone bad, then how would the guy do the
Double lock.
double
and crap.
lock from the inside? You have to be very skilled to do that.
That's true. That's true. I must say she's a little more subtle than the Isla
And
woman.
there was never DNA found of like any dudes, or like it was never seen anyone in the room. So I find it okay. Realistically, I kind of wanna believe a little bit that there's like something more happening there. Okay, you seem like you saw a ghost. What's happening?
No, I'm thinking. What if the watch doesn't necessarily belong to her, but belongs to Louis
Uh huh.
Fairgate, and she was waiting for him, and that's why she was prepared with the laundry and all.
Because it was about to get spicy there.
He didn't show up, and then she got sad. But then again, it's not easy to just obtain a gun.
But then she was waiting for Louis for 3 days.
Yeah, ghosted.
Just waiting for Louis for 3 days,
He never showed up.
and she ran out of money.
Yeah,
And she just casually had a gun and
that's
34 bullets. So what was she about to do with Louis?
I don't know. That's why that's working against that theory. I'm just speculating here.
No, I don't think so. Or at least I don't feel
But
like
okay,
that.
now let's think about the watch. Do you think she owned that watch?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe she was a diver
Maybe, yeah.
or like an outdoorsy person. I mean, trust me, it's way more strange that she has that gun than the watch.
The gun is just like I don't even know how she managed to get it, honestly. Maybe she was working for an underground criminal crime organization.
Underground?
I don't know, like drugs,
Drugs? Yeah.
syndicates?
Yeah. I mean, maybe. But honestly, you have to really like, you know what you have to do with Jennifer's case? You really have to have like a huge board, and you have to do those like
Little pins with
pins
pictures.
with pictures, and you have to think about because you know what, I don't like this case because I have to think way too much right now. Because you know, like you have a case with like Lars Mitank or something. You know, a guy goes to the ugly tuna saloon and doesn't go out, and there's
That's a
like
different guy though. That's like Brian Schaefer now.
what did I say?
Lars
Mitank.
Mitank.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's Brian Schaefer. Sorry. Yeah, Lars Mitank is another guy. So Brian Schaefer case, it's like simple. Yeah, I mean, there's no guns. There's no like not being residue on the ground. No tipping of the 50 kroner. No giving out fake identity in Belgium. No making phone calls that don't go through in Belgium. No removing the tags of your clothes. No removing the serial number of your gun. No double locking from the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's happening here? Why do we have to like? I feel like we're not getting paid to solve this case. Yes.
We're doing a podcast about it though, and
Yeah.
I hope you guys are enjoying the podcast.
Man,
Or maybe I hope your minds are blown like us.
I need more. We need, you know what I mean? I'm not getting paid enough to solve this case right now. This is crazy. But okay. I don't know.
I also think maybe we don't have all of the information, let's put it that way.
All right. So I have some other informations here.
I'm still waiting for the door, man.
Okay. How about we jump to the door, man? Or like, let's jump to this website. So I already told you what to open up. So we're going to be opening up this one website that I found very interesting. It's called vg.norway or whatever. And the vg.norway, they have a very cool thing that they did about this case. They basically did an interactive image from within the room. And actually, the very first thing that I see is the door. I don't know if you could see it. And I know the map works very bad on the phone.
If you guys are gonna open the map,
On the phone, you're in for a seizure surprise,
yeah,
basically. But I mean, oh my god!
I'm just trying to, but it's like giving
No, maybe
me
like
it's
hold
making
it.
me nauseous.
No, dude, can you like hold it up, like the way you did, like the way you did previously? Like just have the phone straight. I think it will I think if the phone is like horizontal, it will be weird. Try to keep it like vertical.
Try not to shake your hands, basically. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, this is crazy.
Can you do it? I can just show you on my tablet. I can just show you
Start
on
with
my
the door, please.
Do you see the door?
Right now, I'm staring at the ceiling, and now I'm staring at the carpet.
Oh my goodness. Perfect. Look, so this is the door, but unfortunately, we only have the image of the door from the outside. What do you see here?
Oh, come on.
Oh, don't take it. Oh my god.
It's a standard hotel door. That's it?
No, I was gonna show you more stuff. Give it back. And try to fix that phone. Okay.
No, it's not the phone, it's the app itself.
Anyways, what I was gonna show you is that, like, I don't know if this is 100% correct, but if you would look closely at the door from here, the door doesn't have that double lock thingy that you were looking at.
Oh, yeah, it's so plain. But at the same time, this is a simulation.
But I could see how this is the door. And
What's a double lock then?
maybe it's just the double lock. You you know, like a regular double lock. You know what I'm talking about. And so I reckon you haven't fixed the phone.
It's not the phone, it's the app itself.
haven't
Yeah,
fixed
it's still crazy, okay?
Okay, so let me walk you through what I see here, okay? So inside of the storage for clothing, they found 3 items of clothes. And it's basically some white clothes this time. Very strange.
Do you think it belonged to her?
I don't know. I think so. I think it's assumed that it was her clothes. Oh man, I should have tested out this app before doing this on the podcast. Okay, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll tell you a little bit in advance. The Plaza woman had no toiletries, makeup. Oh, or maybe why am I shocked? Okay, I just looked at the bathroom. I just looked at the bathroom and I was like, "Oh my goodness," as if I don't leave the bathroom at the hotel like this every time I'm in a hotel.
It's dirty.
It's just like stuff is all over the place, but not
It's
super.
normal, it's normal.
It's not crazy, right? You wouldn't say it's too crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, there's an ironing board. Nothing too special. Nothing special. There is apparently, okay, there were 2 shots fired in the room. The police assumed that the first was a test shot with a pillow used as a silencer. The pillow showed clear signing from the weapon on the side where the bullet entered. So this is the pillow. It has a hole in it.
A burn. Yeah, it's
So there
burnt
were
hole.
2 shots, and think about it. I will tell you one thing I saw online. Someone said, you know what they said? Maybe there was another person with Jennifer Fairgate in the hotel room. And
Okay.
And maybe they shot it at the pillow.
As a warning.
No, to get rid of the security guard momentarily. Then killed Fairgate, knew that the security guard ran out for help.
But this is very risky, because how would they know that the the security guard would just walk away?
It's very desperate. It's a very desperate course of action.
Yeah.
This is the gun, man. I'm telling you, it's like the gangster gun. 9mm.
That's true.
Looks kind of crazy. And there's a lot of bullets. 34 bullets. 34 bullets. I would say more bullets than you would need.
Maybe it wasn't hers,
You think so?
And maybe the gun and the watch belonged to the person that she was about to meet.
Potentially. And I would say that nothing else is kind of interesting for me other than maybe the Plaza woman used the hotel's Pay TV. Okay, this is something new.
What's
Okay,
a pay TV?
TV. It's like you have to pay for the TV, like for extra stuff on the TV at the hotel.
Oh, that's interesting.
So the Plaza woman used the hotel's pay TV service twice during her final day, which was Saturday. Once Friday and once Saturday. Okay, man, I'm messing up here. Once, I guess, Saturday. The hotel sent 3 messages via the TV screen requesting that the woman contact the front desk because she had exceeded her credit. All the messages were acknowledged using the remote control's OK button. Oh my god! And this is how it looked like on the TV screen. Could you imagine how cool this is for 95?
I just think it's really creepy.
1995, you're watching a TV station or like TV on in a hotel. Boom! All of a sudden, there's like a error message on your screen. Like, go to the front desk and pay money. That's so bizarre. And apparently, this woman clicked OK twice.
But there's no CCTV though. That's really crazy.
That's so crazy. That's the craziest part. A wide bundle of like bed sheets or something was on the couch, armchairs. I'm checking if there's anything of note here. Looks like nothing. Okay, looks like nothing. Looks like just a half-eaten meal there at the side. And yeah, dude, this is the only little baggie she had. Look, you see this little thing on the very left? Mm-hmm. Click on it. Click on it with your hand. Click on it.
The light
Yeah,
blue
boom.
bag filled with lingerie.
Lingerie. It's almost like she's gonna do some S work.
It looks a little too luxurious. The corsets.
I think the way I'm looking at things right now, you know what I think? I think there's a chance she was an S worker. And I think something didn't go right.
How
And
did she obtain that gun though?
man, that's so difficult to say. Because how did Isdal woman die? Was there any guns? There was no guns.
No, if I remember correctly, there
She
were a bunch
burned
of pills,
sleeping pills, and burning.
petrol, and burn.
Burn. She burned her in theory if it was an accident.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, in Isdal woman at least there was no gun. And that's it, I think, from the extra details. Let me last check my notes, man. This is the part where I remember I kept some additional information. If there's anything additional worth mentioning to our wonderful listeners, you know what I'm saying? The people who are real MVPs, the listeners, we love you guys.
What's with a weird accent?
I don't know. Man. Okay. I have some weird stuff. The Oslo Plaza Hotel, and listen up here, okay? And guys, listen up. Listen up, guys. The Oslo Plaza Hotel was also reportedly one of the secret locations where top secret negotiations between Israel and the Palestinian authorities for the Oslo II Accord of 1995, which was signed a few months after Jennifer Fairgate's death, were taking place. While evidence is only circumstantial, it is possible that there is some reason for Jennifer Fairgate maybe potentially infiltrating the Plaza Hotel months before the negotiations took place in order to either set up some booby traps or some spying gear inside of one of the rooms where the secret negotiations between Israel and Palestine officials would take place just days later.
I'm a very simple person with a very simple mind, and this is too complex for me.
I'm telling you, this is a hard one. But that's something worth mentioning. I think it's a little too much. I feel like it's a bit too much.
Yeah.
It just feels like a little too much to me. I'm not saying it's not possible, because honestly, I haven't been there. I haven't seen this woman. Maybe she was like that, high tech stuff. But I don't think so. At least personally, I don't feel well. Because it's interesting because Israel and Palestine was also kind of mentioned in Isdal woman's case as well.
Oh yeah, I remember that part.
Dude, this is so crazy. This is so crazy how eerily similar both cases are.
True.
Yeah, so basically I'm trying to see was there anything else worth mentioning to our great audience today, and there is nothing to mention anymore. She had never checked out. Okay, do not. Oh, another thing is she kept the do not disturb sign on the door handle.
So no one would knock.
Yeah. So she didn't want people to go inside the room. That's the last thing I would like to mention. Oh no, there's another weird detail. This was on one of the websites. I can't. Was on unidentifiedfandom.com. But this is a good website where they do like it's like a Wikipedia for like unidentified people. And this was interesting. Apparently, there was a businessman. Who was only referred to as Mr. F. Okay, Mr. F was in room 2804, which is basically across the. It was
Yeah. Across or beside?
I think it was across.
Okay.
Across Jennifer's room, a businessman, Mr. F. F that guy. This man claimed.
What did he do?
No, I'm sorry. This man claimed to be from Belgium.
How convenient.
Okay. And he checked in on the 2nd of June, 2 days into Fairgate's check-in as well. So maybe Fairgate was waiting for Mr. F so they could, you know what I'm saying? And then Mr. F told the authorities he had been informed that Jennifer had been found dead and was asked if he had seen her or seen anything suspicious about her because, he's the guy right next to the door where the mystery woman...
He probably heard a gunshot.
Apparently, he checked out on June 3rd before she was found dead. So he already
How
had left.
convenient.
And he has never been located again.
How convenient
Mr.
once
F,
again. Okay, I'm
He quickly left.
I'm very curious about the security of this hotel because what the hell?
Don't they keep records of who Mr. F is?
Once again, they needed identification. What the hell is happening? You mentioned something about the great security system of the hotel or something.
It was on Wikipedia. I don't know about it.
It's crazy. It's like you checked in a random chick with no card whatsoever, identification or credit, nothing. And then the security person ran away after hearing a gunshot, left for 15 minutes, and then the person
Mr. F,
the person across 2805 also didn't have any identification.
No.
What the hell's happening?
I don't know, man. And so, to sum up my thoughts, my own personal kind of thoughts about it. Yeah, sorry.
That hotel needed better security.
Yeah.
I hope Radissons have better security nowadays.
It wasn't Radisson's back then.
It was the plaza.
It was a plaza.
Yeah, I hope Radissons have better stuff now. Mm-hmm. Probably.
So these are my thoughts, okay? So I just kind of want to quickly give you my thoughts, okay? Generally. So I think that it is possible for someone else to be with her in that room. I will say I view it as a possibility. I do think that the grip of how she held it was weird, and it could be either staged or it could have been her just, as you say, using it for the first time, and she was being weird with a gun. I think that removing the labels indicates that she is either crazy, kinda maybe like the Isdal woman. I believe Isdal woman was crazy. I personally believe the Isdal woman was crazy, or she was mentally ill. Let's put it that way.
Or it could have been a habit.
Or no,
Could have been her back is always itching.
On top of that, it wasn't that many clothes that she had to remove the label from.
Now that was weird.
It was only a couple lingeries and that's it. So I don't think that's too much. And then I would say, lastly, I would say that it's possible to commit self-harm without the residue being on your hands, especially because of the weird positioning of the gun. And I will be like this, okay? I will say this. Is she a spy? Or is she a woman going through something crazy and she decides to, leave this world and hide her identity in the process? I think it's a lot easier for me to believe that she was going through something and she just wanted to end her life, unfortunately. I don't think that she was a spy. I I will say this, yeah. I think there's a possibility, but I think she's not a spy. What do you think?
I am going with the self harm theory as well, mainly because the spy is a little too complex for me. And the S work, I don't know actually. I really don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Mr. F was in it. I have no idea.
Somehow connected with it.
Somehow, like how convenient, like both Belgian. And then
Yeah.
he left on the third, which was the
I
same
think
day.
just because a woman has two or three pieces of lingerie in the backpack
Doesn't
mean that she's doing S work.
I was curious though. With the amount of lingerie she had, she seemed to have been waiting for someone. But where's the cosmetics?
Yeah, good point.
Because I was.
Maybe she's wearing just that regularly. And it's just for
Don't you want to like freshen up? I don't know. As a woman, if I would have that amount of lingerie, I would like to freshen up my face.
yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. And I looked at other possibilities. What's happening here? What could this woman be going through? You know what I mean? So apparently there's this thing called fugue state. I don't know if you heard about it. It's apparently when you will go through like you will abandon your former identity, you will fabricate a new one in like and you will travel to like new unfamiliar locations.
So kind of like the Isdal woman.
Yeah, and then you're not being irrational anymore. It kind of gives that Isdal woman like vibes to me a little bit. Even though Isdal woman could have been completely not crazy, and
Because she could have been a spy.
she could have been a spy. I'm not saying anything. It's not like it's a case closed on Isdal woman. It's just my personal take that both of these women were not spies. Just my personal take. Like I'm looking at it, and I think I need to look more to kind of maybe have a better say in it or something like that. You know what I mean? I think she could have been going through depression. Honestly, I think so. I think she could have been going through depression. Why not? I also think there is a chance that she could have been going through paranoia on top of that, because she may have believed that someone was pursuing. Maybe something similar to Isdal woman, where I feel like the Isdal woman may have assumed that someone was pursuing her, you know what I mean? Because she was maybe mentally unwell. The only things that kind of stand out for me in this case, as opposed to Isdal woman, is the weapon and the ammunition. I don't know how hard it is to acquire guns, but
Oh, come on. How hard is it to acquire guns in EU?
very hard. Not like America, you know what I mean? So I think if this was America, like Texas, you wouldn't think twice about the guns, you know what I mean? Like everyone has a gun, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Texas, but here, especially like in Norway, I think in Norway it's super strict. So I think it's hard to get a gun there.
Or like travel with the gun.
Travel with a gun is probably impossible in Norway, you know what I mean? I don't know, maybe it's possible, but I just would believe it's impossible there, you know what I
Probably
mean?
no air travel at all.
Absolutely.
Even within
Absolutely.
EU.
Absolutely.
Car, train.
You can do it.
Train is also pretty strict.
Yes, I think so. And I think that's the only two things. Like, if I'm gonna talk about this case, I would say, like, for me, the gun and the ammunition are probably the main things that make me question the crazy woman going through mental health crisis theory just because she has a gun.
Oh, and where did she get that?
Where did she get it?
That scratched off serial number gun.
Unless she was already developing this mental crisis for such a long time.
I mean, she could have been connected to some crime group whatsoever.
Unless she got it like earlier. Because maybe she already had it for a while as she was developing this crazy identity.
I just don't know how she could travel within different countries in Europe with the gun.
It was before 9/11.
Okay.
I think it was different.
Mm-hmm.
It was before 9/11. I think there at least it was easier to do something like that before 9/11.
I see.
Yeah. But generally, I don't have anything else to add. I will say that, yeah, that's how I'm going with. I don't think she's a spy, but also I have no idea what's happening there.
Yeah, I would go for self-harm theory, mainly because of the freaking deadbolt lock. If it was a babushka lock, or if it's just what we have in here, if you would see that door, it's like there's an actual like key, and then there's another one that you could only twist from the inside. I have no idea if you could manipulate that from the outside with a strong magnet whatsoever. I have no idea.
But maybe the door didn't have it.
I'm so curious about that door. Like, seriously, I want to fly to Norway right now and see the door. Well, obviously they changed it.
I think it's on Netflix. This Unsolved Mysteries. They did a TV show about this case. Mm-hmm. I think they maybe did a case about it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out that door situation.
Oh, guys, you know what to do. You know the drill.
Yeah, maybe you could shed a light on the door situation.
You know the drill, guys. Help us out. Hopefully, all of our amazing and great listeners of this great podcast enjoy the show, and we will talk to you on the next episode. Thank you for joining us, and please stay safe.
We'll see you very soon. Bye.
Goodbye, guys. Bye.